'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except for my mouse. It's the day after Christmas. I lost track of time. My H700i review that you can find in the card up top was somewhat incomplete due to my failure to get the device to function properly. I can now proudly say, I got it to work. It's a Christmas miracle. For those of you who missed the review and want a TLDW, the case is amazing. If you have a lot of money and you want something attractive and easy to build in that'll impress people, just buy it. The only real problem I had with it was the smart device, and now that I've gotten it to put in some work, my opinion is more or less the same. So the way the process works is you run cam and you tell it to start its fine-tuning routine. Avoid jingling any bells and keep the room quiet as a silent night, because the smart device will be listening for ambient noise. Then put both your CPU and GPU under load by either playing a game or running a stress test. I recommend the latter. When it's complete, cam will shoot you a message. At that point, keep both CPU and GPU load under 15% each, and basically do nothing for an extended period of time. When you confirm that message, you won't actually have to do anything for a while, ideally. Once that's done, cam will stress your system and you'll hear fans ramp up and down as the little fella collects data. If the process seems stuck, you may have to run something in addition to cam's built-in stressor, just to keep the CPU usage high. After that, it'll check its idle state again, then run some calculations. Now you just have to hope it doesn't get stuck in the snow, because this is when it requires online connection to process its information, and if there's a problem reaching its destination, you'll have to come back to it later. If all is merry, the next step is to take the reins and basically do part 1 again by either playing something or stressing your system. Once it's done, you'll see a familiar prompt, and then all you have to do is nothing. Cam will test the adaptive profile it's come up with, then compare it with what you had originally. In my case, and I guess technically yours too, since you're probably using the H700i or something similar for this, we see idle temperatures on the CPU increase by 2 degrees Celsius for an average of about 41°C, which is perfectly fine. GPU decreases by about 4 Celsius, and we get a bit quieter while we're at it. Moving over to the load tab, CPU temperatures dropped by 1, GPU increased by 3 to about 66, which again, not really something to worry about for the 980 Ti Amp Extreme graphics card I used in testing. And we see a drop of about 2.1 decibels. Joy to the world! Or at least your room. So NZXT's thing is working for me now, but I maintain my position from my H700i review. The case is one of my favorites ever. If they could drop the device and the price, they'd probably have these under a lot more Christmas trees. Might need bigger trees. Alternatively, if they swapped the device for a full Hue Plus and 2 more RGB strips, we wouldn't even need Christmas trees anymore. It'd be so lit. But to NZXT's credit, the device is pretty neat and it did do something. I'm just not certain I would normally have the patience to sit through the entire hour-ish process, especially if I needed to start it over, to get something pretty similar to what I did myself with 10 to 20 minutes of tweaking. But wait, there's more! I have the case and I put stuff in it. Parts and links to buy will be in the description if you're curious, but I didn't do any testing or benchmarking. I just felt like playing with the Christmas lights. I'm not a big fan of red and green. Ignore that. But who doesn't like candy canes? It's the end of the year and the build is complete, stocking stuffed to the brim with RGB sweets. The day draws to a close, but we won't turn out the lights. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a game night. So that's all I've got for my little hymn. My name is Steven, and I am a little dim. After that, it'll check out. Check, yeah. Why'd you freeze? Oh, alright. I'm not sure if that's supposed to freeze or if that's just the animation looping. Someone's gonna notice. And if there's a problem reaching its destination, basically do part 1 again by either playing something or stressing your system. Damn it. Cam will test the adaptive profile it's come up with. Adaptive. We see idle temperatures on the CPU increase by 2 degrees Celsius to an average of about 41 Celsius. 41C. Damn it. I don't like talking about temperatures because I always want to say Celsius, but then it sounds really redundant after a really short period of time. Moving over to the load tab, CPU temperatures dropped by 1, which again, not really something to worry about for the 980. Not really something to worry about for the 980 Ti Amp Extreme graphics card I used during testing. If they could drop the device and the price, they'd probably have a lot more of these under Christmas tree. What? We wouldn't even need Christmas trees anymore. Oops. So that's all I've got for my little hymn. My name is Steven, and I am a little dim. Okay, I'm good.